Hey guys, another Black Projects 51 update. It's only been about 20 minutes since I posted the last update. Um, Remember, I had issues with the front cockpit and the canopy fitting. Well, what I did do is I went inside there. Remember that old hinge point? I ground it all the way down completely, and the front seat was still hitting the canopy, and that's unacceptable. Ended up having to cut out the whole front cockpit, and I'm going to have to scratch build it. Um, so it is what it is, and I actually think it'll be the better for it. You see how the bottom of the cockpit comes down past this? Well, the front cockpit, I'm going to have to drop it down just a little bit past this one's floor. So the front cockpit's floor level will be lower than the back cockpit, which is actually pretty common in aircraft design. So, yeah, to make these seats fit and look correct and not, well, a halfway effort. And I noticed something too when I was cutting it out and I took the forward bulkhead off the back cockpit, that it was in there crooked. I don't know how I missed that because I'm very OCD about it. But I've got it straightened out this here, so when I attach it, it'll be straight. Actually, I'm probably not even going to close that up because the the back console will make it well, yeah. Once I install the back console, I'm going to have to rethink this, and I'm still entertaining the thought of cutting, taking a little bit out of the front dashboard area, if you will, and I don't know. I'll have to see. Whatever I do, I want it to look functional and thought out and not just a half measure. So, I got this. Now I got to clean this all up. I'm going to have to put some styrene in here and yeah. But I think it's for the better. It might be going backwards, guys, but we gotta make things right if we're going to expend all this effort and make it right. Then we gotta sometimes we gotta backpedal to get to the right place that we need to be. So I just remember I was telling you a few videos back, at least on this one side, this isn't resting completely down. I just, and it is on the opposite side. And I realized that if I just snip this loose right there and then re-glue it flush to the bottom of the forward windscreen here on the side. So snip it right there, drop it down, glue it, good to go. In theory, anyways. So let's just test that while I got you here. I'm going to take the old snippers here. Okay, I snipped it. Now what I got to do here is kind of clip off all this extra stuff. Yeah, so I repositioned it right there. Now let me test fit it. Remember what I told you about test fitting? What in the world is going on now? There you go. Well, it must have moved. Oh, I see what's happening. For some reason, I guess the bend radius right here is being a little restrictive on the left hand side, but that's okay. So I'm going to take the cockpit off, or the canopy off, and I'm going to take some super glue and accelerator. Let's see here. And then right there. And what I'll do once I accelerate this, okay, let it dry for a few moments. And grab a paper towel to wipe off all this extraneous stuff. Yeah, I got to be careful while I'm using glues and stuff and doing other work on this canopy because it's not protected to the front there. So, yeah, the cockpit canopy still looks wonky. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And for me to fix it, but the thing is, this is what I don't get. It sits squarely on the fuselage and all, the front two lockdown points, the back hinge point. So now, since I made that simple change, look at that. That wasn't doing that before. So when you true up something and you got other areas that are not trued up, then you have problems. And I think it's the side that's causing the problems is the right hand side. And also, where's my sanding stick? There is a little blob of super glue that I just put on. Preventing it to sit properly. Yeah, so guys, I'm, backpedaling here. Unfortunately, it happens. And But it's a good thing to do. Don't be afraid of backpedaling, because when you're doing these kind of projects, sometimes you run into issues, and you just gotta work through them as they present themselves. And let's see if that helped any. Okay. Well, it did help some, but I'm still getting the springiness. It's not as bad. So I'm going to just and I'll sand down the opposite side just to make sure. Well, a good thing came out of it, and that was, yeah. I'm going to try something here, and I hope I don't regret it, because I've already done it once. So, I'm going to take a lighter. I prefer a heat gun, but you run into the same problem. This area here needs to go out a little bit. And I had success. Okay, so need to do it a little bit more. So yes, some of this stuff can be nerve-wracking, because you can really screw some stuff up if you're not being careful. Oh, much better. Just on the appearance side, I got a slight ununiformity here. So, ouch. Wow, that got hot fast. There we go. This is what you got to do when you're scratch building. See that fit? Way better. So I think right here, I got to get all this crap out of the way here, guys. Yeah, I don't normally do my videos like this, as you guys know. What I'm trying to do here is readjust my bottom canopy rails. And Okay. So, man, it's almost perfect on the right side, but this left side, I'm going to put it on real quick and then push it down. Well, it's better. It's not making me completely happy. Let me got to be quick when you do this, though. And you got to push things down before. Crap. Damn it. I just screwed it up. Maybe not. Well, there's an easy fix to this. I'll show you what happened. The plastic got malformed right there. So I'm going to try this another way. Yeah, so I need to stop while I can. Yeah, I'm just not going to get it any better than that. So what I'm going to have to do, because that malformation on the top side of that bottom rail in that area, it kind of raised up a little bit. So I just trimmed it, and boy, oh, here I go. I got these little files, which are lifesavers, honestly. So I'm going to file down this area. Boy, the things you have to contend with when you scratch build. What I'm doing is I'm lightly prying. If I can get this, Okay. Well, I think it's as good as it's going to get. And yeah, this, well, I achieved my goal of getting them to sit down. I mean, it's not perfect. And yeah, trial and error, guys. Um, I'm not liking this waviness I incurred on it while heating it. I don't know. I think I'm just going to have to keep working on it and get it the best I can, and hopefully it'll work out. So I'm going to pause. Well, I made some adjustments, and there's some asymmetry that I'm dealing with that is bothersome, but and most of it has gone away. And, I'm only going to get it so good because it is not perfectly square, I guess, in some regards. And I'm talking like a 16th of an inch or less. So you know, how long do I want to obsess over this? Well, and once I repaint the canopy frame and do all these where I had to remove or break this joint and reposition it. So it's working out pretty well. You know, I just, what I don't want to have to do is have to completely backpedal and, remake the canopy frame. I mean, honestly, there's at least one or two things I would change about the current configuration of the canopy frame that I added. And all I'm trying to do now is all that super glue. Well, not. Sounds like my wife's home. So I'm going to have to quit. So with that note, guys, peace. I'll see you later.